So you want to start that next big project. You want to change the results in your life. Maybe you want to start your own YouTube channel. You want to write that book. You want to change careers. You want to start your own business, or you want to do something that's going to have a positive impact in your life. But damn, you just can't get over that hurdle. You keep procrastinating, which is frustrating to you. You're looking at yourself and saying, why am I so darn lazy? Why can't I get off my backside and get this done? What is stopping me? Why is it when I want to go sit down to do this thing, I have blocks, I get distracted, the phone rings, something happens with my house, my partner, my kids, somebody calls me, pulls me in a different direction. Listen, procrastination is normal. In fact, a recent study showed that over 20% of adults have chronic procrastination, meaning that they can't break it. It's there consistently in their life, where 80 to 95% of college students claim that they procrastinate. Now we know why that happens, right? Procrastination. Who wants to study when you can be partying and socializing and having fun? So here's the thing about procrastination. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are lazy, but it's going to stop you from living the life that you desire. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what is procrastination, why it happens, and 5 things that you can do and implement right now to beat that procrastination habit so you can start making positive changes in your life. So you're not looking at yourself like thinking, damn, I'm a loser. Or man, what's the matter with me? There's something wrong with me. No, we're going to break that, and we're going to break that today. And by the way, if you haven't heard of me, I'm Kenneth Todd, and welcome to my channel where I'm putting out great content about mastering your life, from your mindset, from your business, entrepreneurship, and in terms of money. If you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe, put your comments in this channel, and turn on the notifications so when I release videos that are here to help you live the life that you desire, you get notified. So let's look at procrastination. Well, in order to understand procrastination, procrastination is a form of resistance, stopping yourself from doing something. Now, look, we're all going to procrastinate. Why? It's Monday evening. I got to take the trash out. Do I really want to take the trash out when I'm sitting on my sofa? I had a tough day. I'm feeling nice and relaxed. It's a good show on Netflix, or I'm watching a movie. Do I really want to go take the trash out? No, I don't. That's resistance. I would say it has a little impact on your life. Your wife might complain. You might build up some trash, but hey, it's not going to stop you from living your best life. But what about that idea of you writing that book, or starting flying lessons, or you want to travel, you want to change careers, or you want to start that new side business, or you want to start writing your own book or making your own movie, whatever it is, right? Nobody can say exactly what causes a procrastination. We know what it is, but they don't know exactly what causes it. But there's multiple factors that we know determine that procrastination habit. So I'm going to focus on 4 of those right now. Number 1 is decision paralysis. When you've got too many items on the plate, when your to-do list is this long, when you are trying to get out of debt and you got this massive debt, or when you're trying to change careers, but you have all your experience, 20 years, 25 years in this one field, and you want to change careers. Where do you start? Now, there's this old saying that what's the best way to eat an elephant? Who eats elephants? But anyway, it's the size, it's the thought that counts, is one bite at a time. And when you've got too much on your plate, you become overwhelmed and you freeze. You put everything off because it's just too much to attack. The same thing as if you go into your house and you got a room or garage that's just full of trash, and you know it's going to take you a heck of a long time to clean it up. You're not going to execute on that because it's just too much work. Or if you've got too many options, then you're not going to execute on that. The second thing is the fear of failure. Hey, what happens if I write this book, put in all that effort, and nothing happens? What happens if my friends laugh at me? What happens if I put it out and people say this is the biggest junk? Or what happens if I can't sell this thing? Or what happens if I start this business, I risk all my capital and I fail? There's a fear of failure that's going to hold us back because we don't want that shame. We don't want that embarrassment. But here's the thing. Don't be scared to fail, because success is just a series of failures. As long as you can take that failure and learn and grow from it, then you're on your path to success. The only way that you fail is if you quit. So it's just about repositioning and reframing failure and how you see that in your mind. The other element is perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, is just another name for fear. It's fear masking itself. Oh, this all has to be exactly perfect. This has to be just right before I can release it, before I can do it. It'll never be perfect. But what you're doing is you're hiding behind that. I will take somebody that can execute and get something done over somebody that wants to be perfect any day of the week. As a business owner myself, I know I've been guilty of this for so many times, and it's cost me years of progress, literally years of progress. And then when I learned that habit, just execute, and it doesn't have to be perfect, is then you can create different iterations of that and then perfect it along the way. But don't let perfectionism hold you back, because it's just a form of fear. Jump in it, execute. Okay. The other thing is just a lack of motivation. Now, lack of motivation comes from me not seeing an immediate result. You want to go to the gym, you want to get that six pack, you want to get in shape, but guess what happens? You don't get to the gym and go see those immediate results. Plus, it's also hard work. So, if you can't see that end result right now, why do it? Right? Why go sit down and learn how to play the guitar when you're going to go upstairs and it's going to sound like junk? Like, what the heck is this? I'm so far away. I don't sound like Kurt Cobain from Nirvana on this thing. What am I doing here? You're not sounding like Mozart when you go learn how to play the piano. So when you're not seeing something with immediate results, what happens is that you're not going to follow through on it because of that lack of motivation. Final thing that I'll say about this is when it comes to perfectionism, us humans, our brains are wired for comfort. We don't like change. So it's going to be a balance between pain and pleasure. Sitting on the sofa and watching that television is a lot more pleasurable than going to the gym and that pain. But you've got to look into your mind and you've got to start thinking about the future, closing your eyes and visualizing what does that future look like for you? Is the future going to be painful? And what is that pain going to look like for you in the future versus putting off that short-term pain now? Because guess what? Being older and unhealthy and your body's breaking down is going to be much more painful. Not sitting down and writing that book or opening that business or starting that business like you planned, because it's painful to do now. If you don't do that, the regret, the guilt, the loss of income, working until you pass retirement is going to be much more painful for you in the future, right? So future project the pain and don't just do the immediate trade-off for pain versus pleasure. Now, let's look at 5 powerful tips to help you overcome procrastination. Now, I gave you a clue in the beginning with this where I said, what's the best way to eat an element? Not an element, an elephant. Is one bite at a time. Take this big project and break it down into small steps. So here's an idea for you. Create a vision for your life, 3 to 5 years. Where do you want to be? What does that life look like? Is it a business? Is it a book? Is it a hobby? Is it a relationship? Is where you live, a home, financial, whatever it is. Take that look at your life for that 3 to 5 years. Then break it down. Okay, what do I need to focus on this year that's going to move me closer to my 3 to 5 year vision? And then what do I need to focus on this month? This month that's going to move me towards my 1 year goal or my 1 year vision. Okay, so from that 1 month, then you can say, okay, if I need to achieve these things this month to keep moving forward, what do I need to achieve this week? Okay, I've got these 3 or 4 things that I have to achieve this week. Then I break it into daily tasks. Okay, what do I need to do today? These 5 things that I have to do today, that by the end of the week, I've checked off all of these things and I'm moving forward. I've taken this big thing, right, where it seems almost impossible for me to achieve in 3 years or 5 years' time from where I am now. And I've broken it down into micro little steps for today. And in fact, when I have my today list, I can say, hey, what do I need to focus on for the next 60 minutes? Okay, so that's a great way for overcoming procrastination. The second thing is using something like the Pomodoro technique. This is something I use a lot in my company, in my work, because I have typically have so many different things going on, and I know if I don't segment my day into blocks and break out blocks for certain aspects of work, I won't get that done because I'll constantly get interrupted and distracted. So Pomodoro technique that I use is I'll sit here in my office or be at home. I'll make sure everybody knows, do not disturb me for the next 90 minutes. I like to work in 90-minute blocks. It seems like quite a long time, but the amount of work that you can do in 90 minutes is absolutely incredible. I'll turn off my phone. I'll turn off everything. I'll make sure I've eaten. I've got enough water. I've been to the restroom. Everything you need to do, right? Put my phone on the other desk, and then I put my timer on that phone, 90 minutes. And I close all my tabs, and I'm just focused on that one thing that I have to do. And maybe it's on my computer, maybe it's sitting here, or maybe it's something else. But I'm focused on that, and I'm not getting up until I finish that in 90 minutes. Now, you can break that into 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever works for you. The third thing that I do is when I'm in that place where I'm really lacking motivation and I just don't seem to be able to get anything done, is I say to myself, go to your computer for 60 seconds or go there to the trash or go there to the garage or that room that you need to clean or write that book. 60 seconds, set your timer for 60 seconds and see if you can go do that thing for 60 seconds because you know you can do 60 seconds. 60 seconds and then you can stop, right? There's a little trick that we're playing on ourselves here while we're doing or using this technique. So once that alarm goes 60 seconds, it's going to be like that. And by the way, if you want to do 30 seconds, do that 30 seconds. Okay, so if you're lying on your sofa, can I do 30 seconds of push-ups? Yeah, okay, I'll do 30 seconds of push-ups, or whatever that exercise is. Now, when my alarm goes off after that 60 seconds or 30 seconds, if that's what you do, is I say to myself, can I do another 60 seconds? Yeah, okay. And what happens is I just start doing this, and then I start like over and over, and then I'll start moving that 1 minute to 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes to 3 minutes. And invariably what happens, before I know it, I've done 10 minutes, I've done 15 minutes, and I actually feel good about what I've done. I've literally tricked my brain to say, hey, can I do one of these things, a one push-up, or jog on the spot for 10 minutes, or write one sentence, or go sit at my desk for 60 seconds, right? Very, very, very powerful. The fourth thing is changing your environment. So one of the things that I started noticing at the end of last year is I was working on all these projects, and my home office, I have 2 desks in my home office. Look at me, Mr. Fancy Pants, right? But I had all these books and all these things that I wanted to implement into what I was writing and doing. And I suddenly thought, you know what, is I'm actually not enjoying coming to this space anymore. So what I did was I did a complete makeover. I actually got inspired by somebody that I saw on Instagram. I thought, man, that guy's desk looks fantastic. Beautiful lighting, everything. And over the course of about a week, I went on Amazon, found some things, did some decoration, started organizing everything, and I cleaned up my entire desk. So this was over the Christmas holiday. And I created such a nice environment. So I didn't have anywhere else to go other than come here to my office, but I changed the environment. I didn't actually physically move. I updated that environment, and I did it really cost effectively, right? And all of a sudden the energy shifted. All of a sudden I woke up and I wanted to get there. So I wake up really early, but I wanted to get there, and I wanted to get writing. I wanted to get busy. I want to get working on my mindset and organizing my day and organizing my life. If you change your environment, magic happens. And that means going to a coffee shop, going to a library, going to something different. Typically, when we go put in ourselves in environments that are conducive to do that, we're going to feel aligned with that. So if you're battling with going to that gym, go to a different gym. If you're trying to write a book, go to a library, go to someplace different, go to a new environment. The final thing that I'll speak about today is seek an accountability partner, either from your friends or online. Join some groups, join some forums, business partners, work colleagues, etc., and let them know about your goals and say, hey, I'm looking for accountability partners. Are you interested in doing that? And they might say no. But you find somebody. It's just like the idea of having a personal trainer. Why do you have a personal trainer? Because they're going to hold you accountable. When I was used to do cycling, I used to do some road racing. And there were days that I wake up 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. There's not a chance that I wanted to get on that bike. Even I had this big goal for this annual race that I used to do in South Africa. Some days I just didn't want to do it, even though that was my passion. And I was just like, oh, I hit the snooze button. But I had guys that were also riding, and we had to leave at a certain time. And I would drag my sorry little hind into my car, drive there, and sure as heck, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the bike ride, I was saying, man, I'm so glad I did this, because if these guys weren't here, I would never, ever have showed up. Create yourself the environment, get yourself an accountability partner, use the Pomodoro technique, break your work into smaller steps, trick your mind by working in these little 60-second sprints and then keep extending. Those are 5 great tips to help you with procrastination. Start implementing these. So don't procrastinate on the tips. Start implementing and your life will change. And what you will find is once you start implementing these changes, it'll create momentum. And if you do this consistently, they become habitual and you won't want to change them. Listen, this is Kenneth, and I want to remind you, go change your life by implementing these little techniques in your life. It's time for you to start creating that life that you truly desire and that you can live, but you just have to implement and be consistent. I hope you found this whole video helpful. Again, remember, subscribe, comment, let me know where you need help. Let me know if you enjoyed this. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.